So, if you decided at some point, I don't know how far along you are to go on a spiritual journey of your own and do healing and do the shadow work and, all that fancy jazz, there's going to be a point, especially if you've done the cutoff where you've cut a lot of people out. There's going to be a point where it's going to feel overwhelmingly almost lonely, okay? Because we're social creatures, we're meant to be social and we're meant to talk about certain, you know, talk to people in general. Not necessarily about certain things, but just talk to people in general. And when you have gone so far in your journey that even just speaking to any random stranger, you pick up on things, you notice certain things, and it's not the same anymore. Um, the way you resonate with people will not be the same as your old self, and the way you interact with people may be different, and just overall the way you see them is not necessarily in a bad thing or anything like that. If you are trying to date anybody, I'm personally not focusing on that right now because I found that it was really just complicating things for me. Instead of focusing on my job and what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, I was getting so caught up with the idea of trying to find somebody, which was ridiculous because that's not actually what I was wanting, that it just became more of a burden than anything. And honestly, whatever it is that I'm out and doing, whatever it is that I, come across or something like that, if I'm meant to come across a certain person and they're supposed to be in my life, then that will be the case. I'm not too worried about it. So, yeah, there may get a point in your journey where you feel, this really sucks. Like, I'm not around the people I used to be. I don't have like a huge social group anymore, or I don't go out and do certain things that I used to do. And it's up to you whether or not you want to stay with that or change it up. You can go out and do things on your own. You do not need a group of people in order to go out and experience things, whether they be a festival or even just so much as going to a movie or something like that. Some people are terrified of doing things alone. I can tell you this much. Once you do it, once you get out and do it for yourself, it becomes easier. It doesn't feel so awkward and out of place to be doing things. You don't need to have somebody hanging off your arm or by your side in order to go experience new things. You don't. And anybody that's used to being alone and that's comfortable beside themselves and has healed that aspect of themselves will tell you the same. You do not need to be in a group of people that are going to give you some form of validation or anything just to go out and experience new things on your own. You don't. I definitely recommend if you are coming out of like a hermit mode stage, um, give yourself some time. And I would start off with just getting back into nature. For one, that's good for everybody. And two, it's a good way to slowly start to reintegrate yourself into society. Even going to a park or something where there's other people around, it's a good way to slowly work your way back out there. Because some people can get that anxiety, or they can feel overwhelmed, or they can get to the point where it's just, it makes them want to stay inside, but it's not healthy for anybody to stay cooped up the whole time. We're not supposed to technically be stuck indoors. Um, if that's something you're comfortable with and you're quite happy and you've gotten to a point where you're like, actually, I kind of like this solitude, or I like not being around groups of people and it's noisy and loud, well, then that may be more your personality type. That may be something that's more suited for you at this time. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong either way. Wanting to get out, meet new people, do new things, and also wanting to stay in and, do research, read, or just stay cooped up in the house and comfortable. Either way, you could still learn things while you're inside as well. How to cook, how to do certain hobbies and stuff like that. Either way, you still have opportunities to learn new things. So I just wanted to make a note of that because I personally am at the stage where I'm getting out now, meeting new people, and doing fun things on my own and having more experiences on my own. So um, it's really interesting to watch my reaction, especially when it comes to going out and doing certain things that are new to me. And it can be a really fun experience. It doesn't have to be, um, terrifying or scary or anything like that. You need to eliminate the whole idea of fear because the only thing holding us back generally is fear.